Hi, my name is Isaac. You're watching my Paul's YouTube channel. You never know what he's gonna do next.
Today's adventure, we are trying to locate an area called the Creek RNA, the Rock Creek Research Natural Area. We're navigating using some GPS waypoints, but there is no trail into this area. The reason we chose to come to Rock Creek is it's about a 1,000-acre RNA Research Natural Area. And it's got about 170, 180 acres of virgin timber that was never forested. So we'll talk more about that and as we go along. Now, Rock Creek is a tributary to the Rockcastle River, not to be confused with Rock Creek over in the Stearns area. But the Rock Creek, mouth of Rock Creek, there are some visible signs of forestation that was done, some tree cutting that was done probably around 1915 at the mouth of Rock Creek. But the reason the rest of Rock Creek was not forested because it was just entirely too steep. And we're trying to navigate our way in. We have gradually done some dropping, but got a feeling we're going to be dropping a lot farther as we go along. Yeah. We're beginning to see signs of the land dropping. We're going to be dropping considerably into the holler. According to both forestry websites and Kentucky old growth website that I've read, there are very few areas to drop into Rock Creek. You can follow some streams or you can try to find some gaps. The Forestry Service lists about 6, but there are 6 gaps to drop in to Rock Creek, and none of them are really what you would call easy. So the adventure continues into the Rock Creek Gorge, the only place in Laurel County with uncut virgin timber. Now, there are 2 other places in Laurel County with old growth. We were following an old forestry road up above, and we realized that it was basically taking us around and we needed to be going down. So we've left the old forestry road and we're starting to make our way downward. Probably we'll get down to the bottom and follow water. There is, if you go too far to the high ground and you do get to the Rock Creek Gorge, then you've got your next challenge, getting down the gorge. So we're trying to approach it on a gradual descent rather than a sudden descent. We'll see how that works out. We're dropping pretty well right now, but it's still a gradual drop. Don't want to hit any cliff lines. We'll see what happens. I don't think it is. Starting to see a definite size difference in the trees, the hemlocks. There's some pretty good sized hemlocks, and we're just now really getting into this area. But I think we've just about hit a ledge. The little creek that we've happened up on sounds to me like it's got a falls. More on the top side of it. Is it a falls, Chuck? Is it a cascade or a falls? Falls. Is it? Wet weather? That is so pretty.
It's beautiful, Doug.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at that valley. We got to get down there somehow.
Look at that one. That's the waterfall we're talking about. That big one right there. That's a big one right down there.
Right here?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, I know. So you got this one coming off here.
This is just the start of it.
This is the start of it. But Chuck, here's the question: how the heck are we going to get down there? Well, they said that there were 6 gaps.
Yeah, we got.
So we can go around this way to the left and try to find a gap.
No, it's got to be this way.
Look at the size of those dadgum cliffs over there, guys. I mean, it's like all of a sudden you're going along and boom, it drops. Who the heck would have ever known? Huh? This is an amazing first discovery, this ledge that we've ran into. I mean, you can't really, once again, nothing does it justice, but it's straight down. Waterfall over that way, and a waterfall back over that way. And this is one steep canyon. Now that is going to be the Rock Creek ravine. And we found a ledge, which I guess a lot of times people have found ledges. But the trick in Rock Creek is finding a way to the bottom. And we are going to continue our pursuit. Telling you, that hemlock straight ahead right there is 115 to 20 feet tall, and I'm up here even with it. What a steep canyon. You can see the drop off begins right here. Steeper over that way. That's a ledge right there, and then it gets over here by the water and drops off again. A beautiful place. We've only just begun to explore. It's just like cliff after cliff around this place. The camera doesn't really do it justice. Those rocks are 75 yards away. Again, straight down. Literally, straight down. This is the drop off right here. Another step down there. You can just hear water down there roaring everywhere. There's a falls to my left through the trees there. There's another one down in the bottom. The water's just coming off of these cliffs. Okay, we have decided to, rather than try to find a gap in the area where we were, we are traveling east. The gorge is over to our left, and we're sort of following the gorge east. I'm going to try to find a gap up this way. This is very isolated, desolate country. Very few people ever dare to venture. So, the adventure to find the bottom of the Rock Creek Gorge continues. But along the trail, you find some pretty outcrop rock formations and some pretty good sized hemlocks. These were hemlocks, were babies when this country was logged back in the turn of the century, 1910s, 1920s. They left them because they were little things then. That looks like a pretty good sized oak. So there's definitely some older growth, but it's not the virgin growth because all this ridge would have been logged back when the logging boom was going on. But I can see why they didn't log the gorge. It's hard to get to it. Extremely steep. Well, that's where we're headed, down into the gorge, if we can find a way to get there. Life will find a way. That tree just grew right on top of that rock and shot toward the sky. You have a name for that. Growing toward the light. Phototropism. Growing toward the ground. Geotropism.
It's a chance, but it might be worth it. Let's try. It's a chance, and if it pays off...
What's the plan, Stan?
Continue the course.
Continue around this ridge?
We got 40 yards. It might go down to 10 yards, but right now we got 40 yards. Let's take it down.
So basically, we're traveling around on the lower side of the cliff, sort of mid-ground. This is sort of a ridge in between cliffs, because there's cliffs here, and there's cliffs there. So we're trekking our way around, hoping not to ledge out, and eventually find a gap as we proceed to the east. Happened upon this tree, fallen tree. Right here is the very tip end of it. Here it goes. All the way back to there where it pulled the roots up. That is a big tree. Every bit of 150, 60, 70 feet. Glad I wasn't standing in the way when it fell. We're traveling sort of on sloping ground. You always hear water way off in the distance, which is definitely Rock Creek roaring down below us. The ever elusive Rock Creek Gorge. Well, the problem is you get down, we've made it down here to Rock Creek, and there's still no easy way to travel. Oh, we can get down there. The problem is you got, what if we were on the other side? How would you travel that?
I don't know. I can go check it out.
It's gonna be rough travel no matter what way you go on this trek. It's really pretty down here, but it is definitely rough hiking. I'm standing here on a ledge. It's probably about 8 feet, 9 feet. But, I mean, it's manageable to get down. But once you get down to the edge of the creek, what are you going to travel through there? Walk through water or walk through mountain laurel? We'll let you know. Well, we found a way down to the Rock Creek Gorge bottom. Of course, the further you go downstream, the deeper this is going to get. tough going. Yeah. Yep. Ouch, that hurt. How'd you get over there?
Come around this way.
I'll be there in a minute as soon as I can figure out how to get there. Wow. It's real pretty though. It's a cascade over there, isn't it?
It's beautiful, man. Freaking awesome.
Rock Creek. Rock Creek. How do you navigate down this thing? This is worse than Pine Island. I've got it in my rangefinder, viewfinder. This is the cascade we've run into here at Rock Creek. It's really pretty. But it was not easy to get here. And I don't know how far we're going to be able to go. I'm standing on rocks here. And you can see right there that it's going to drop back down. The creek's going to drop down. And we're trying to get that way. Who knows? I was standing right down there a minute ago. Climbed up on this rock right here just to get this shot. That is beautiful. I would say probably from up there, it probably is dropping 20 feet until it gets down here. Really cool. Beautiful cascade here on Rock Creek. But what a deep canyon. We've seen some big trees, but we've not made it to the heart of it. There's an example of there's a log that was never got back in its day. That's 115, 20 feet tall. We're starting to see some of those. But the super big stuff, which is downriver probably a half a mile. And we're gonna see how far we can get down that way. Really pretty. Well, we're now down at creek level. We came through that little crevice, made our way down through here. This is absolutely beautiful. Not exactly the safest hiking in the world, but it's pretty. And every little thing is like a step down where you try to navigate down these little steps like this. Keep yourself out of the water. And down another one. And on down river we go. Feels like it's raining down here because the moisture that's coming down off these rocks, you can sort of see it. Looks like rain. We're going down to deeper into the Rock Creek Gorge. I don't know what we're going to run into. I got a feeling we're going to ledge out and have to get up to our waist in water before we're done. A little bit further downstream on Rock Creek, getting a little deeper into the holler. There's some pretty good sized timber down in here of the hemlock type. Some of these bad boys are 170 feet, 170 feet, 150, 60, 70 feet. I found out why they call it Rock Creek, because it's a dadgum rock canyon. And we're not even that terribly deep into it. Mountain laurels, cause for thick travel. Just rocks and overhangs, tributaries, creeks, falls, everywhere. That's Brian over there. There's an example of what happens to you sometimes when you ledge out. If you're traveling along a place and all of a sudden you just hit a ledge and you can't go any further. Lots of water features everywhere. That one's coming down a number of levels. What do you think about it, buddy?
Looks good. I think we're almost down. You see the horizon over there is getting closer.
Hope you're right. Yeah. Over here, conglomerate rock everywhere. Opposite side of the creek from you, Brian. Sounds like it's raining down here, doesn't it? So much water falling off the cliff.
I hear that falls down there, don't you?
I hear a falls for sure.
That's pretty. That's a lot of water.
Chuck, I don't know. We might ought to be better off down here by the creek bank. We're burning daylight, making our way down Rock Creek. Absolutely tough down here. Slow travel because of the mountain laurel. That's what we're trying to hike through. But we're fighting the daylight too, trying to find a gap to make a escape exit. We've seen some pretty good sized stuff, but certainly not, I don't think we've made it to the heart of the virgin timber. It may require another day. We've seen some big stuff, but I don't know if we've actually run across the heart of it yet. Got running into some pretty good sized hardwoods as we're headed back downriver. That's a pretty good sized tree right there, bub.
Can we both get our arms around it? No. We weren't even halfway.
That's a big tree. That's a big tree.
That is a beautiful tree.
Go down there and join hands on one side and see how far you can reach.
That tree's marked too.
Yeah. It's probably got a tag.
It said this tree was born.
Touch your, you guys reach around. Yeah, it's got a tag on it. That's a federal tag. Put your hand, touch hands on the other side. See how far you can reach.
Hold your hand.
Wow. That's a big tree, man.
How far was it between our hands?
About a foot.
Hey. All right.
That's a pine too. That's not a hemlock.
Playtime's over.
Yeah, there's some big trees. There's a big beech up there. Probably 120 feet tall.
No, I think that's the son of a beech.
Son of a beech. You're seeing starting to see some big timber back up in here.
This is huge, man.
When we got out of that
Hemlock.
mountain laurel hell down there.
Looks like we're going right back in it though.
But you know what? This is no place to hike.
450 feet.
In case we don't get out of here.
I'm marking this spot.
Here's a good little shelter. Something's been here before. An animal. We're going to waypoint this in case the sun goes down on us, and we got to find somewhere to stay for the night. We hope not. But you never know.
Your video is going to turn into found footage.
Yeah.
All right, I'm marked.
That is a big oak tree. A big oak tree. Next to a big hemlock tree. They're growing big down here in the Rock Creek Gorge. Also the home of some very hardy mountain laurel. Hey guys, we got to get out of this holler.
We're gonna hit the cliff line, follow it.
Follow the cliff line?
We're gonna try.
Okay. Earlier we hiked upstream. Now we're hiking back downstream. And these were the waterfalls we were standing above earlier. That one there. You can see it coming through the trees in the top. And that one there. And we were up above them. Of course, we ended up making our way upstream, up the Rock Creek Gorge. And then we've hiked through Mountain Laurel, pretty much down on stream level. And we're passing back up the spot where we were earlier. Trying to get out of here while we still got daylight. There's a dead, big dead hemlock right there. 130 feet tall, deader than a doornail. And whatever this little tributary is, this is coming from those two waterfalls up there. Walking along the cliff edge. This is such a strange observation. Almost looks like the scales. Looks like scales, like a fossilized scale running all the way down through here. It was a fossilized scale. It was a big critter. Hey Chuck, you joking around, but seriously, it almost looks like there's a freaking spinal column running right down the middle of it.
If we would have brought the hatchet, we would have taken the chip with us and if we'd have had the hatchet, it definitely would have been a snake.
But I mean, that just, those look like perfect reptile scales, don't they? And the shape of it comes all the way down through here.
Oh, it keeps coming down here too, Doug.
Does it?
Come on, look at this. Yeah.
I mean, who the heck knows, man? Who the heck knows?
Should I waypoint it?
Yeah, I would.
Waypoint it. Call it Snake Rock.
No, I tell you what, waypoint it and call it
Snake Cliff.
Chuck Noonan Snake Rock.
No, don't call it Chuck Noonan. Call it Doug Felt Snake. Prehistoric snake.
That one's falling. Can't see the bottom of it, but 75 to 85 feet.
Oh yeah, man, that's beautiful.
How tall is that falls, guys?
That's about like April Falls, isn't it? Listen to the acoustics right here, coming off that speaker. It sounds like a speaker.
Yeah, I know. What's that yellow stuff right there?
Some kind of lichen or something. That's vibranium.
That's a view right there, guys.
I've never heard of acoustics that close to a rock like that. It's just bouncing down, hitting that, and that's pretty awesome. Sounds like it's coming. Sounds like there's water running right there. Can't hear it now. I guess there's a sweet spot.
That's a big old rock canyon right there, gentlemen.
Alright, this I would call Falls 940.
940, that's a good name for it.
You know why? Because this is 940.
What, around the corner?
No, this is it. We're
Well,
already peeking on the other side of 940.
Well, hell, we got to get, there's got to be a gap somewhere, doesn't there?
Well, we're going to 920 now.
Alright, you got to carry this.
Yep.
That's a long way to the top. Well, we're not finding any gaps out of here. Every time we chase another gap, it runs right back up into another place with the waterfalls. And we're running out of daylight, so we may be spending the night in the woods. Not sure yet. Oddly enough, if we could somehow jump up to the top of this cliff, our car is probably not a football field away, but it's way up there. And we've been trying to find a gap to get up there.
Copperhead. Copperhead right here, be careful.
You're kidding me.
No, he's not looking at it.
Where at?
He's looking at it.
Where at?
Right up here.
Well, we got a copperhead's already out.
He's cold. He ain't moving.
I don't know if he's a copperhead or not, is he?
I don't know enough about him. Yeah, he is.
Well, we
Stay away
found a
from it.
snake out. Is he not moving? Did you touch him?
No, he's been cold. He's just started crawled out today.
Yeah.
He probably got a little sunshine earlier.
Got a little sunshine. Went and addled him. We went looking for gaps. We never found any gaps. We're burning daylight. It's going to get dark on us. And we're trying to backtrack up Rock Creek. We've resorted to walking through the middle of the water.
Otherwise known as Shit Creek.
We got to get out of here. We are not prepared for an overnight stay. Let's go, guys. Let's move. Well, for about the past hour or so, believe it or not, we have...
Look at the view. Can you see the stars?
We've been trying to get out of the Rock Creek. Can you shed some light on you there, Brian?
Put some light on your face there, buddy.
We're in the middle of the woods. I don't know what time it
There
is.
you go. Can you see him?
But it's dark.
There we go.
Can't hardly see him. Some more light on the subject. There we go. Now I can see him.
There's
There's Brian over here. Give me some light on Chuck.
What's up? Woo.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
It's pitch black out here. We've still got, how far back the car, Brian?
Half mile.
Yeah.
About a half mile. We're not that far.
We got about an 1/8 mile till we hit the road, and the rest is road travel.
The worst thing about it, man, is just stumbling through the woods
Oh
in the
my
dark.
gosh. There's nothing any more creepy than
Oh, I don't mind it. It's
walking
not
through the middle of a creek in the woods in the dark.
a bunch of damn adventure junkies out here.